Hey y'all, today I'm going to put a pork butt on a upright Masterbuilt smoker. And we're going to do the pork butt first. And then because the wind is really getting it outside, I'm going to bring some stuff in here and show you. So when we go out there, my hair's not, y'all get a good laugh after that. Okay, so what we have here, I was going to say is a failure to communicate. Y'all remember that movie? Anyway, so I've got a 5-pound Boston butt. And it is a boneless. It's a Smithfield, and it was from Aldi's, and it's 5 pounds, and it was $1.99 a pound. Boneless. The first time I've ever bought a boneless, and this may be the way they all are, but I've always bought the one that had the bone in, and so I'm just going to show y'all what this looks like underneath here. Put this in the trash here. Okay, the top looked really good when it was in the packaging. So this morning I opened it up. Look at that. I really thought I'm not going to do this video. I'm just going to cook this for us. But I just want to show y'all sometimes it is what it is, and you just have to make the best of it. So that's what we are going to do. I'm not going to cross-contaminate because I'm going to wash all of this stuff before I put it back in the, where it goes. Okay, wait a minute. Don't want to do this. How am I going to? Oh, y'all. All right, let's just get it. Okay, I'm just going to wash it off. I'm just going to wash it. Y'all don't have to fuss at me. Now, this is the W sauce. You can use whatever you like to use as a binder because you need something that's going to help it stick. So I'm just going to drizzle this around, and I'm going to start with the bottom and smear it around. A lot of people like to use yellow mustard, and they say you can't taste it. I can, and I don't like it. I don't like it, not one some at all. But I do like Worcestershire or Worcestershire or whatever you want to call it. Now I'm going to wash this also before I put it up. This is my homemade barbecue rub, and I'll put a link so you can see that recipe. I think it's on my website too. If it's on my website, you can print it out. We're just going to do it just like this right here. All the plenty on there. All right, now we're going to have to try to figure out how we're going to. My whole kitchen's going to have to be decontaminated. Don't fuss at me, y'all. Okay, so this is one of the racks. The Masterbuilt comes with 4 racks. One of them has a different little ledge on the top of it, so you can hang. You know, if you're wanting to hang up and smoke some sausages and whatnot. So, okay, I'm going to take this bottom and I'm going to try to put it back together as best I can. Y'all, this is not at all what I envisioned showing y'all. But it is what it is. Okay, I've got a knife. We're going to cook the fat part up, and as that fat renders down, it's going to run into the meat, and it's just really going to give it some good flavor. So we're just going to score the top of this because we want all of this good flavor to get down in there. And I always tell y'all, be sure and sharpen your knives. Well, I did not do that today, did I? Okay, so there we go. Let's try to scooch you around. It is what it is, y'all. Okay, well, let's just put a little bit on the top, get it all rubbed around in there, put it down in all those cracks and crevices. Okay, now we're going to do this. I'm going to be really liberal with this. I picked this up at a flea market, and I love it for this kind of stuff. I just keep it around. Love this little sprinkly thing here. We can stick some to the side. Okay. All right, now I'm going to go decontaminate my surface here, and we'll get back together. And I'm going to tell you about this Masterbuilt, and that way we're going to get a lot of stuff done in here, so we don't have to do it out there with the wind blowing my hair, all over the place. So I'm going to decontaminate, and I'll see y'all back here in just a minute. Okay, let's get to getting on this. Okay, In the Masterbuilt upright electric smoker, at the very bottom, you have this little tray, and I put tinfoil on it, just kind of makes it easier to clean up because this is going to get greasy and nasty. But you can feel this little part down here. Up here's the top of it, like the baby's bathtub, and here's the bottom of it. You can put water or juice or whatever in here, but you want to have some moisture going around through. And speaking of that, I like to use just some regular old apple juice, half water. I've used half vinegar, apple cider vinegar, half water. You just need something that you can open the door every hour or so and spray it, and it keep whatever you're cooking in there good and moist. Now, I always use apple. Now, I have mesquite chips and pellets. It's okay. I like it just for a steak. I have some hickory. I like that too. But my very, very favorite go-to across the board is apple. And I use these apple chips here, and at the cabin, I use apple pellets. Okay, whenever you're looking at your grill, well, you'll see it when you go out there, but my hair is going to be going woo over top of my head because the wind's getting it, y'all. There's this little trough right here, and you take these apple chips that I've been soaking overnight in water, and you're just going to put them in here. And then we'll slide this in like a drawer, and these will burn up, and you'll need to replace them. And the easiest, they've come up with the easiest way to do it, y'all. On the side of it, and I'll show you whenever I replace with some more wet ones, they have this little tube that has this little knob on it. You pull it and pull it out, and you can carefully, because this thing is hot as blue places, put some more chips in and slide it in there and turn it, and it dumps it into here, and then they'll go ahead and get to smoking for you. Now, I've got mine sitting out there for about 30, 45 minutes or so, and I brought it up to 275. Now, you want to cook things that are like, this pork butt is a real dense muscle, so you want to cook it long and slow. So 225, 250, 275, just pick a number that you like, y'all, and go with it. And I'm going to put the probe in it. And when the probe gets about 170, 180, I'm going to pull it off. And then I'm going to wrap it in some peach paper, and I'll show that to you too. That would be a great Father's Day idea. Those men are hard to buy for. And then I'm going to put it back in there until it gets to about 200, 205. And I have no idea how long that's going to take. And so I can't tell you how long yours is going to take because I don't know what the inside temperature of yours is. And if yours has the bone in it, when you put the probe in, you don't want to touch the bone of any kind of protein that you're cooking. Keep that probe away from that bone. So I think this was not going to take as long because it's such a disaster of a pork butt, but I think it's going to taste fine, and that's the main part. So, all right, let's go outside, and we'll get to getting on this. So I'll see you outside. Well, my microphone quit working, so I'm going to try to do a voiceover. I don't know what is in the Sam Hill wrong with that thing, but anyway, let's talk about the smoker. This is a Masterbuilt upright electric smoker, and they come in two sizes. I have the smaller size, and it comes in a larger size, and they're about the same height. But the only problem, it's not a problem, the only thing about the smaller size is if you put a whole rack of baby back ribs in it, you'll have to cut them in half because it is too thin for a whole rack, but I don't mind cutting them in half. That's no big deal. So anyway, the little thing I was telling you on the while ago that's on the side, if you look between me and that little table there, there's a handle sticking out down at the bottom. That's where you pull that thing out and you can reload wet soaked wood chips in there so you don't have to open the door and lose your heat. Now, the different models, and this is not a sponsored video, by the way. I just want to tell you how much I like this thing and how easy to use. They come with a window or without a window. Now, here's a little tray of chips I was telling you about. We're going to put in there because it's hot. I've had it heated up, and that silver thing was that tray. But I got the one with the window because I wanted to watch it cook. Well, after about the second smoking, the window blacked over, and so if you're going to get one, don't be concerned. Don't worry about getting the window because it really you can't see it. You can't see what you're doing that much after a while. But it has two back wheels on it, so you can lean it back and you can push it easily around. and I keep it stored in my garage. And if I'm going to cook something that's going to take about an hour or so and I'm home, I leave it in the garage and I just open the people door and the windows, and it doesn't put a whole bunch of smoke out in the air, so it's not that bad, and it kind of smells like a fireplace burning, and I like that. But if I like, this is a longer cook, and so I pulled it out into the out on the driveway to do this. Y'all remember that saying, the best laid plans of mice and men? It is pouring outside, y'all. I went out to check the temperature and looked across the field, and here it come. It luckily was 170 internally, and so we're going to go ahead and do what we're going to do to it next. Then I'm going to actually go get the Masterbuilt, put it back in the garage, and I've turned my home oven on 275. We're going to get this meal on the table if it kills me. Okay, so this peach paper is kind of a breathable product, and you can just cut it and wrap up your meat or ribs or whatever it is you got going on. Let's see, let's do about this much right here. And this absolutely makes a great Father's Day present for that man that's hard to buy for. And I'll put a link to it. And it you can wrap presents in it. And it's kind of cool looking. All right, so let's put my scissors right here. Put that right there. And we're going to get this Boston butt. And I hope I don't drop it in the floor. That would be about par for the course, wouldn't it? Okay, let's see if we can get hold of it like this. Hang on a minute, y'all. I'm afraid I'm going to flip it off on the floor. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Just like this right here. Okay, so far so good on that, huh? Swanee, that's just about the way things go, isn't it? Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up. Okay. And I'm going to take this tray right here, and I'm going to put it back. I'm going to put this up here like this. See if you'll kind of stay crooked. And I'm going to put this the seam side down. And there we go. So this little angel piece of meat here is going to go into the home oven at 275. So I'll see you when this comes out, and I think I'm going to have a pulled pork barbecue sandwich for supper. Sounds good to me. Okay, y'all, let me get to getting, and I'll see you here in a little bit. Well, in a perfect world, I would wrap this in a towel and put it in an ice chest and let it chill out for a couple hours or so. But it's been raining, and it's been a terrible weather day. And so I cooked it halfway in the Masterbuilt and got some good smoke flavor on it. And then it started pouring down rain. And so I took it out and put it in the oven at 275, and I let it cook about 3 hours. Now, this is not something that you can time by the clock. Pork butts and things that you're cooking out on a smoker and a charcoal grill, you have to go by temperature. So I always recommend that you get a thermometer. So let's just unwrap this and let's just see what we got. Move this out of the way. And it's kind of hot. And you can save this paper. This makes great fire starter for your next charcoal fire or your next bonfire. Let's see if we can get this out of here. I had high hopes for this video, that it was going to be a really good video, and well, poodle dog, it stopped again. I don't know what's wrong, but anyway, I'm going to get us a little bite of this, and I have to tell you, it is wonderful. And yeah, a little happy dance there.